He said what?
You Kardashians, absolutely. Put the bill to Parliament now. Just strip them.
Well, this is
Just
it.
strip them of their titles. I'm done. I'm done.
Meghan doesn't really care what the British audience thinks of it. But her title and everything she has right now comes from Britain. Pretty much a talentless grifter.
But it's hardly a secret that the palace has already conducted secret meetings with members of the government to discuss putting the plan into action.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle once had global admiration and a golden opportunity to modernize the monarchy. But through feuds, poor PR choices, and a pattern of alienating allies, they've steadily destroyed their own reputation. The common thread in the chaos? Themselves. Despite early public support, their actions have made it clear. They're their own worst enemies.
Before you gave up any royal duty, but wanted to have your royal cake and eat it by keeping your title so you could exploit them and make gazillions of dollars in a...
The public once gave them the benefit of the doubt. In the early days, shortly after their royal wedding, the public was overwhelmingly supportive of Harry and Meghan. People gave them the benefit of the doubt, eager to see them bring a fresh, modern flair to the royal family. At that point, they had no major controversies, no bombshell interviews, and no long trail of drama. But something changed. Slowly, inconsistencies began to emerge. It was a drip-drip effect, until many started to ask, wait, is it really everyone else's fault? Or is Meghan the common denominator in all this chaos? That's where the public tide began to turn. The Netflix series and the lies that sparked a backlash. When the couple released their highly anticipated Netflix docuseries, many tuned in expecting heartfelt insight. What they got instead was a carefully curated narrative full of half-truths and provable inaccuracies. At first, people believed the stories, but once fact-checked timelines and inconsistencies came to light, viewers started digging deeper, and what they found wasn't flattering. People began uncovering Meghan's history of using and discarding friends and associates. Former colleagues, family members, and acquaintances all seem to share a similar story. She connects when it benefits her and disappears when it doesn't. Add in Harry's apparent blind allegiance, and suddenly the pair no longer looked like misunderstood victims, but rather manipulators of their own tale. Is Prince Harry really just a victim, or is he complicit now? At first, many saw Harry as the confused royal, perhaps led astray by love. But over time, more people began to realize that Harry isn't just some innocent bystander in all of this. He's not simply under Meghan's influence. He's complicit. When someone repeatedly throws their family under the bus, publicly ridicules institutions, and then profits from it, it's not naivete anymore, it's a choice. A series of deliberate ones. People who once supported Harry began to ask, how many times can you play the victim while cashing in on the very system you claim to hate? Harry's Angola trip, missed opportunity or PR stunt? Recently, Prince Harry visited Angola to raise awareness about landmine clearance, something his mother, Princess Diana, was deeply passionate about. On the surface, this seemed like the kind of work that could help rehabilitate his image. But then we learned he blocked certain members of the press from covering the trip. If the goal was sincere, and if he truly wanted to do good quietly, why be petty about which outlets could attend? To Harry's credit, he didn't bring a personal film crew or issue dramatic press releases. But if he's going to take the understated humanitarian approach, it needs to be comprehensive, not selective. Public perception isn't just shaped by what you do, but how you do it. And the press restriction made the trip feel calculated rather than authentic. The media's double standards, or just a lack of perspective? Some argue Harry is doing more than Prince William, but that overlooks key facts. William's appearances, like football matches, are official duties as patron of the Football Association. Meanwhile, Harry's trips often feel symbolic, with little lasting impact or measurable outcomes. His Angola visit, for instance, retraced old steps rather than breaking new ground. The contrast is becoming clear to the public, and it's damaging Harry's reputation. The Meghan Markle problem. Perhaps no one has done more damage to Meghan Markle's reputation than Meghan Markle herself. Her frequent inaccuracies, public contradictions, and performative interviews have led to a trust deficit that's hard to repair. For example, in the With Love, Meghan series, she corrected Mindy Kaling by saying, "I'm a Sussex now," but that's not how royal titles work. Harry and Meghan technically remain Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but they're no longer allowed to use H or H titles, and their real surname is Windsor. It's another example of Meghan either not understanding or ignoring protocol, but trying to sound authoritative about it anyway. Add that to the infamous Oprah interview, the Spotify drama, the Vanity Fair controversies, and multiple falling outs with friends and family. And the picture becomes clear. This isn't just bad luck, it's a pattern. The Halo Trust and questions of charity legitimacy. Let's not forget the Halo Trust, the landmine charity tied to both Princess Diana and now Harry. While the cause is noble, reports have emerged that Angelina Jolie left the organization due to questionable practices, including excessive payments to trustees. That casts a shadow over Harry's involvement as well. It also raises a bigger question. Why do Harry and Meghan keep associating with organizations and projects that later draw criticism? Why do their charitable efforts so often seem shallow, short-lived, or strategically timed with their media cycles? Princess Diana's legacy misunderstood or manipulated. For many who grew up admiring Princess Diana, watching Harry's transformation has been heartbreaking. Diana was a reformer, yes, but she was also deeply respectful of the monarchy. Her issues were with individuals, not the institution itself. She wanted her boys to support each other, not tear each other down in public interviews. So when Harry exploits Diana's legacy while simultaneously destroying everything she cared about, it feels wrong. It feels like betrayal. And many believe Meghan fundamentally misunderstood Diana's story, using it as a shield for her own ambition rather than a blueprint for compassion. Titles, ego, and the illusion of importance. Another issue that won't go away? The titles. Despite stepping back from royal duties, Meghan continues to refer to herself as Duchess of Sussex in interviews and branding. That may be technically allowed, but it rubs people the wrong way. It feels like clinging to status without accepting the responsibilities that come with it. And in many ways, it's a microcosm of their entire approach. Perform the part, avoid the duty, cash the check. The tragic pattern. The saddest part of all this? Most of the damage has been self-inflicted. The scandals, the backlash, the declining public support. It didn't have to be this way, but every time the dust starts to settle, Harry and Meghan either drop another interview, sue another publication, or reframe their story to gain sympathy. Instead of laying low, doing meaningful work, and letting actions speak louder than words, they double down on victimhood, control the narrative, and alienate more people in the process. It's a reputation in freefall, and no amount of Netflix deals or ghost-written memoirs can save it. Harry and Meghan stand at a crossroads. Either continue down a path of self-inflicted damage or shift focus to genuine, meaningful work. But the longer they repeat past mistakes, the harder it will be to rebuild their tarnished reputation. Once adored, they now face the challenge of undoing the damage they have done to themselves.